My husband said, "You're being dramatic. Sleep in the guest room until you calm down." So I did. 3 weeks later, it was his turn to sleep there permanently. So apparently I'm too sensitive. That's what my husband, Luke, told me after he embarrassed me in front of our friends. We were hosting a small dinner party, our first since buying the house, and I made lasagna from scratch. I'm talking homemade noodles, sauce, the works. Luke took one bite and said, "Wow, this is almost as good as my mom's." Everyone laughed. I smiled too, but inside I was boiling. It wasn't just the comment. It was the 15th time he'd compared me to his mother that week. Later, I pulled him aside and said, "Hey, it really hurts when you do that. Can you please stop?" He rolled his eyes and said, "You're being dramatic. Sleep it off in the guest room until you calm down." He said it like I was a toddler throwing a tantrum. So I grabbed a pillow and said, "Fine, I'll sleep in the guest room until I calm down." He smirked, like he'd just won an argument. Spoiler, he didn't. Night one sucked. The bed felt like cardboard and I was so mad I couldn't sleep. But by morning, something in me shifted. I walked past Luke at breakfast. He said, "Feeling better?" I said, "Not yet," and kept walking. By night 3, I decided if I was stuck in the guest room, it was going to be my space. I started with new sheets, soft, blush pink, then fairy lights, a fluffy rug, a tiny bookshelf. I even got a $60 coffee maker for my room. It felt peaceful, quiet. By week 2, I added a small TV, mini fridge, and candles. I was basically living in a studio apartment inside my own house, and loving it. Luke, on the other hand, was getting frustrated. He'd knock every night. "You seriously still mad?" "Nope," I'd say. "Just calm now." I'd hear him sigh and walk away. Then last week, he came home early and caught me watching TV in bed, sipping iced coffee from my little fridge. He stood in the doorway like he was looking at a stranger. "You moved in here?" "Kind of," I said. "It's peaceful." No sarcasm. No comparisons. He laughed nervously. "Come on, this is ridiculous." "You're being dramatic again." I smiled. "Oh, I'm calm now, remember? You told me to stay here until I was." He didn't say anything, just stared at me like I'd grown a second head. The next morning, I noticed something weird. His pillow and blanket were gone from our bed. Turns out he'd tried sleeping on the couch. Said it was too lonely. 3 days later, he asked if I was ready to come back. I said, "Actually, I like my space. You can have the couch." He tried joking it off, but I could tell it bothered him. Then last night, he finally said, "You're really not coming back, are you?" I said, "Not until you understand how it feels to be dismissed." Now it's been 3 weeks. He's sleeping on the couch. I'm in my cozy candlelit guest room with tea, peace, and quiet. Was it petty? Maybe, but he told me to calm down, and that's exactly what I did.